Hello. We've been having some very nice weather here today, almost no wind at all, so I thought I'd do a little bit more testing. And the next thing I'm going to try, do I really need to explain this? Probably don't, but just in case it wasn't obvious, when you're turning the camera around like this and you're trying to film stuff, the legs of the quadcopter or hexacopter get in the way. So I'm just going to try and see how easy it is to land, take off and land from this cradle, I guess you could call it. And I thought while I'm doing it, I'll take some video, and if anything goes wrong, we can all have a good laugh. But hopefully it won't, especially since there's no wind. I don't think it's going to be too tricky to land in there, and I've left one side open, so I figured that would make it a bit easier than having to come directly straight down, because you can sort of approach a little bit more like that, or from that way, and you're still sort of in the right ballpark. And I thought about making it a bit narrower, because when you look at it under here, there's only the battery and the camera, and that's quite narrow. But if it's square, then at least you can sort of land like that. And I figured, or I thought, that I would land like that, but it actually turns out that if you go a little bit more that way, it's better, because then you've got 5 arms resting on it. So the goal is to try and land in that position without breaking anything. So let's have a try. Alrighty, here goes. Got to do this pretty quick, I think. Ooh, it's a bit harder than I thought. I think if it was, windy, that would be quite tricky. So I think this is something where you're going to have to really make sure you have enough battery at the end of the flight to give yourself enough time to do this carefully. Like, you wouldn't want to be out there and then realize your battery's low and you've got to rush back and suddenly try and do this. But other than that, it might work out okay in most cases, I think. So let's do an actual flight and see what it looks like to have no legs when we look down. This is also a test of a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, so I want to see how long it can hover for with this battery. Oh, that looks good, eh? Sweet. Looks kind of professional. It's quite a nice stable hover when there's no wind, as usual. Well, it's kind of annoying that the battery's still there, but if we look down, slightly downwards, then we don't have any problems. You look all the way down here, and there's no nasty legs getting in the way. Unfortunately, the sun has just gone down, so it's going to be a little bit dark if I look in that direction. Oops, so still got the arms coming into the view when we look there. But other than that, it's working great. I don't think there's much you can do about having the arms in the view. But I may yet try putting this battery on the top, and then we'll really have a nice field of view. Because in that case you could put the camera directly in the middle of the hex, although actually if you put the camera directly in the middle of the hex, is that better for getting the arms out of the view? It might actually be worse. I don't know. But anyway, it's nice and solid. It's been hovering for about 10 minutes now, giving me nice solid looking video. Doesn't seem to be vibrating or buzzing. Actually, that's one thing that I was interested to see too. I was interested to see how having the legs off might improve the small vibrations that I always seem to get, because that's putting an unsupported sort of a extension with a little bit of weight out away from the center of mass, and it's free to sort of vibrate a little bit. That's my theory. So if anything, I think taking the legs off will help with small vibrations. So I guess not really much to say. I think I'll just cut the video now and I'll show you the actual final landing at the end of this flight, just in case I screw it up. Might be amusing. But for the rest of this flight I'm just going to sort of sit here and let it hover and look around a little bit and see how long it can fly for. Okay, warning buzzer is going now. We've got about 25 minutes out of it, which is not too bad. Ooh, okay, this is completely viable. It does require that you have a flat bit of ground, or you've got to prop it up on something if they're on a bumpy area. Yeah, as long as you're careful and it's not too windy, I think this is not such a stupid idea after all. Anyway, thanks for watching.